All right. We are live. We are live. We are live. All right. Hey, friends. It's Monday. It is my favorite day of the week, Monday at 7 p.m. And here we are for yet another episode of Keeping It Classy with Krista. I am your hostess with the mostest. And as you can see, I have a special guest today. So you guys already know what to do. Drop a hashtag live if you are here live with me. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. So I have the setup a little bit different. So let me know that you guys can hear me okay. Things are a little different. I'm typically, I'm still in my office, but it's just a different angle. So let me know you're here. Let me know that the audio is okay, that you guys can hear me okay. Give me a hashtag live and let me know that you're here. I'm excited about tonight. I'm definitely excited. Tonight's topic is going to be wardrobe essentials for every professional woman. So I'm really excited to just share. Hey, sis. Hey, Taylor. So I'm just excited to share some essentials with you all. So if you are a woman either working in corporate America, if you are a woman that is a business owner, whether you're an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, definitely tune in, share this with a friend, share this with a coworker, and be sure that you have a pen and paper and you are ready to take notes because I'm going to be giving you some really good information on this evening. But before we dive in, so if you notice my shirt, my Sip and Speak shirt. So I think I bring up Sip and Speak maybe every single live that I've done. But it's truly something that is near and dear to my heart, y'all. Sip and Speak is my baby. And this is actually how I launched my brand in the first place. When I was living in Southern California, I had a brunch, a goal setting brunch. And that is really how I introduced critique consulting. And that is how I motivated other people to go after their dreams, maximize their potential. And it was my way of kind of like, walking the talk and actually doing what I was encouraging others to do. So, God willing, I will be bringing this back very soon. But I also want to do a sip and style event. So clearly I love to sip a little something, something. But I did one last weekend at Bink and Bougie Boutique. And I really want to bring it back and do it again and just expand the audience. So if you're in Atlanta, let me know if this is something you all would be interested in attending. Basically, we would be at the boutique and I would pull some pieces for you all, show you how to style it. We would be sipping on a little bubbly, have, some light bites, and it could just be a really cool thing. So if you're in Atlanta, let me know if you would be interested in me hosting that type of event. All right, so we are going to dive right in. Hey, Leo, thank you for joining. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. Okay, so again, tonight I'm talking about wardrobe essentials for professional women. Now, first, I want to get into what is a closet essential. Now, it's probably self-explanatory, but hey, I don't like to assume. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. So, your wardrobe essentials are going to be pieces in your closet that make it functional, right? So, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your job, your industry, there are certain pieces that you need to be in your wardrobe in order for you to get dressed effortlessly every day, right? Because that's the goal. It shouldn't be stressful or it shouldn't cause you anxiety when it's time to get dressed for work or to even go to a networking event or even a work type of engagement like a happy hour, etc. Based on your lifestyle and the different things that you do on a day-to-day basis, you should have pieces in your wardrobe that are going to support that. So if you're active, you should have pieces where you're going to be going to the gym, right? And sometimes if you know that you go to a lot of fundraisers or galas, it's important to have those types of items in your wardrobe just so you're not scrambling each and every time, right? So with that being said, I want to talk about why it is important to have these essentials. And number one, it's going to be a time saver, right? So again, you don't have to scramble and be worried about what you're going to wear to these types of events, it is very important for you to already have them in there. And number two, it's important because it's going to save you money. Okay, it's going to save you money because you're not going to be out trying to shop each time for each occasion. You're already going to have it in your closet. You're going to know what goes well with what. You'll be able to mix and match. And it's just going to be a game changer for you. So you'll hear me talk about closet essentials a lot because it's important as you start to build your brand to really make sure that you have a good base to go off of. Okay. So thank you for those who are joining. Make sure you drop a hashtag live if you are here live with me. And if you're watching the replay, give me a replay. All right. So now I want you all to consider just a couple of things as I start to go through this rack back here. And the first thing is going to be mindful of the seasons. So I'm going to be going through some pieces back here. And as I kind of talk through some things, I'll talk about fabric. And, you know, it's especially living in Georgia, listen, okay, because you want to make sure your fabrics are good. So you're setting yourself up for success. Now, some things can be worn year round. But again, once you start to build up on your wardrobe, you'll be able to differentiate some of those things. So definitely prioritize things that are all weather, all season. And then once you have your base solidified, then you can get into the more fancy seasonal types of fabrics, okay? Also, the second thing I want you all to keep in mind as you are building your wardrobe is the colors and prints. Now, you guys know I love me a good print. Listen, I have on my staple print. Even tonight, I love a print, and I love bright colors too. You guys know that as well. But what I will say is when it comes to building your wardrobe, especially if you're starting from scratch, start with your neutrals first, okay? It's going to make life so much easier. I'm team repeat outfits. I know some people don't repeat outfits, but I do. I wear the same clothes, mix and match, because at the end of the day, I like to save money. And so I am a very practical shopper. I know a lot of people think I just shop all day, but I do shop a lot, but I'm a practical shopper too, okay? So again, you got to make sure that you have your neutrals on deck, okay? And then once you have those in order and your solids, then you can start venturing out to some of the patterns and some of the brighter colors, okay? You just want to make sure that you get that solid base first. All right. So before I dig into what the closet essentials are, I want to talk about what they are not, okay? So what you are not going to see tonight is a bunch of designer, okay? I don't know what it is with a lot of people, but they think in order to look put together or to look polished and professional, that you have to spend a lot of money on these items. And that could not be further from the truth. Johnny says, shout out to the Sip and Speak merch. Yes, returning soon in Jesus' name. We're going to bring it back. Thank you, Dr. Surrey, for joining us this evening, gracing us with your presence. All right. So as I said, you will not see designer. Okay. That is not an essential. Now, I have nothing against designer. Some of it is, really good quality, really good pieces that would last a long time. However, it's not going to be an essential. And that's the only point I'm trying to drive home. Okay. It's not essential. The next thing is, it's also not going to be trends. Now, these pieces are not trendy back here. Okay. The whole point of having a wardrobe essential or a wardrobe staple is that these items can be worn year after year, season after season, and it's never going to go out of style, right? And so that's why I always tell my clients, do not chase the trends, okay? Do not chase the trends. And the reason is because we know fashion is a life cycle, right? It goes up and down and it comes back around, right? So we're wearing pieces that were popular, back when I was in elementary and middle school. Fashion is a cycle. It repeats itself. So it's important not to invest too much in trends, right? Or even the fast fashion, because a lot of that is going to be very trendy. It's also going to be less quality. Now, some people get offended when I say that, but at the end of the day, if you wash a shirt or, you know, a suit from one of these fast fashion companies, chances are it's going to be damaged or the quality is just not going to be the same. So when I talk about these staples back here, it is important to invest. Okay, invest. So you might have to spend a little bit more than, you know, the average, but it's because it's going to last you for so long. And again, you'll be able to wear it over and over again. Okay, and that's the whole point of having a staple wardrobe item. So as always, if you all have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat. But I'm going to go ahead and start pulling pieces. Okay, now keep in mind, these are in no particular order. So I'm just going to go through the rack and start pulling. Okay. So first things first, it's going to be a white blouse. Now my lighting is starting to mess up a little bit, but a white blouse. Now, let me just say that depending on your brand, depending on your job, again, your industry, your white shirt or your white blouse might look different from mine, right? So if you work in manufacturing, right? I used to work on a manufacturing floor. I'm not wearing this shoulder pad, embellished blouse on the manufacturing floor. Those people look at me crazy, right? I'm doing too much. But if I have a speaking engagement as an image consultant, as someone that is teaching others about fashion, especially because I work with women who are in corporate America, this is something that fits my brand, right? You guys also know I love pearls. Pearls for the girls. I have on pearls. Literally, it's my birthstone. I love pearls. But so this is something, it has this pearl embellishment. It has a little bling here. Shoulder pads, some details. So this white blouse makes sense for my brand, okay? So as I go through these pieces, I want you all to think for as far as your brand and what would make the most sense for you. And so this is why I say when it comes to styling, especially when it comes to working with me, I don't have a cookie cutter process because it's important for you to understand based on your unique brand, your unique personality, what pieces are going to work best for you. Okay, so this white blouse isn't going to look good on everybody. It's based on my body type, my lifestyle, and just things that I like that are part of my personality. So first things first, a white blouse. Now, actually, here is another version of a white blouse. Now, this came out, as you can see, it has the tag. This was a part of the, what is her name? Kalana Barfield. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. But anyway, she had a collection in Target. The Future Collective, Kalana Barfield brand. So, excuse me, Kalana Barfield Brown. So anyway, this is like a crop situation. Now for her, that makes sense. But am I wearing a crop to work? Absolutely not. But could I wear this maybe for a photo shoot or even a networking event that's for other entrepreneurs or a women's empowerment event? Yes, I can, for sure. So, but as you can see, I still haven't worn this yet, but I'm gonna find somewhere to wear it. But anyway, I was just making the point about how you can have one item, one staple item, but how it can be different based on what your goals are and what your personal brand is. Okay. Hope this makes sense. But as always, feel free to put something in the chat if you have any questions. So the next item is actually going to be the blazer. And I have on my blazer tonight. So everybody needs a blazer, okay? And I would say start with a black blazer. A black blazer is very chic. It's very clean. It's safe. You can wear it with just so many things. So it can be mixed and matched very easily. Now, there's a thing called elevated basics, right? And so a basic piece is just going to be like a regular black blazer, right? But an elevated basic, you see this, the bling in my buttons. So that's what makes it elevated, okay? So this is one of the wardrobe essentials. It's a blazer, a black blazer. And I get so much wear out of this. I bought this thing years ago, but literally it's still, what did I say earlier? It's still relevant. It's not trendy. This is something I could throw this on with a pair of jeans to dress it up, or I could literally put this over a dress. You can see I have it on with my t-shirt and my little slip skirt tonight. But it's so versatile. And that's really how a lot of these pieces are. Now, remember I told you guys that I would talk about seasons, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. We are currently in the summer. And so seersucker is a great pattern, right, to wear during the summer and during the spring, during some of the hotter, warmer months. Okay, so this is an example. Now, at the same time, here is a wool blazer, right? So am I going to wear this wool blazer today in this 90-degree weather? Absolutely not. I'm going to wear this in the fall. And I love this houndstooth blazer, you guys. I actually wear this over like a jogging suit when I'm traveling. It like elevates my sweatsuits because I love to like be comfortable, but I still want to make somewhat of a statement. So this is really cute, like over a jumpsuit or even over jeans. But houndstooth is one of those patterns. Remember, I talked about things being staples and never going out of style, not being trendy. A houndstooth pattern is always going to be in style. It's one of those very classic, very chic patterns that you can always wear. But again, this wool, I'm getting real detailed tonight, but this wool is going to be for the fall and it's also going to be for the winter. All right, for those of you that are sneaking in, I need you to give me a hashtag live. I see you joining. Let me know you're in the room. And here's just another example, right, of a wool blazer. But this also has some pearl details. So again, right, we're talking about my brand tonight. So I want you to think, for you, are you someone that likes a little bling? Do you like pearls like me? Do you like things that are just clean and no embellishments? Find pieces that are going to work for you because you're the one that's wearing them, right? So I know every time I throw on this blazer, I'm going to put on my pearls and I know it's going to be a good look, okay? This can be used to be dressed up. So I can throw this on with like some jeans and some heels and even a t-shirt and dress it up. Or it could be dressed down with like flats or even tennis shoes. Because you know, with the smart casual thing, you can start wearing tennis shoes with your stuff. All right, let me know if I'm going too fast because I'm kind of moving through these pieces. But of course, let me know if you all have any questions. And also if this is making sense. You guys know I don't like to talk to myself. So let me know if this is making sense. If you have these pieces in your wardrobe, let me know that as well, okay? So we're going to move on to, denim. Now, because we are seeing a lot more of relaxed fashion at work, right? In corporate America, we're seeing a lot of, like I mentioned before, smart casual, business casual, not a whole lot of business professional, at least not on the day-to-day basis. And a lot of this, this is contributed to the pandemic, right? So people were working from home for such a long period of time. And because of that, they got real comfortable, right? Working at home, whether they're in sweats or jeans, they're not in business suits, right? At the end of the day. So a lot of employers are understanding that they don't want to shake up their employees' lives too much, right? With having them come back to work, maybe you're in a hybrid environment, but they want to make sure that you're still comfortable. So jeans, denim, we're seeing it a lot more, right? We have casual Fridays, but now a lot of other days of the week are also casual. So the thing that I want to point out with my jeans is that you can see they are not distressed, right? So they don't have any type of rips or anything. And I will always say, depending again on your work environment, what your role is, especially if you're in a leadership position, having rips in your jeans is not going to be acceptable. Now, there might be some work environments where it is, but 9 times out of 10, again, when we're talking about essentials and building that solid base, that solid wardrobe, just start off with some nice medium wash non-distressed denim. Okay, that should be the first pair of jeans that you buy. Do not go out there and buy all the ripped up jeans, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to wear them to work. And if you do, they're not going to be considered professional. So the reason why I say medium wash jeans is because these can be worn year round. So remember earlier when I talked about having pieces that are not seasonal, that can be worn year round. So medium wash jeans are going to be that. So some people are like, well, what the heck are medium wash jeans? And what's the other options? I'm glad you asked. Oh, so these are going to be light wash. Okay. These are light wash jeans, and these are going to be more appropriate in the warmer months. Okay. So that's going to be summer, spring. That's when these jeans are primarily going to be worn. Okay. I'm not saying you can't wear them at any point in time, but just the fashion rule of thumb, right, is lighter jeans in the warmer months. Okay. Now, the darker jeans are going to be in the cooler months, right? So these are going to be our jeans that we're wearing in the fall and in the winter, primarily. Okay. So I'm not saying you can't wear these tomorrow, but when it comes to, again, building your wardrobe and just thinking about what ones you're going to get the most bang for your buck, right? Focus on the medium wash first. And these should be great fitting jeans, right? Remember I talked about investing. So these should not be cheap jeans that, if you wash them, they're going to fall apart, right? These are going to be nice quality denim that doesn't have any distress, that you can wear them in the office and be appropriate, right? So it's not going to be too tight. They're not going to be too baggy and distracting, right? These are going to be pieces that are going to be fitting you very well. Okay, hey Shayna. Yes, investment pieces, exactly. Shayna is my fellow image consultant, y'all. We have a celebrity on the call tonight. All right, so next we're going to move on to probably one of the game changers just when it comes to mixing and matching pieces in your wardrobe. So it's going to be the infamous body suit, okay? Now, a bodysuit, some people prefer to do a camisole. Okay, Shayna. Thank you, sis. Appreciate you. So it's going to be a bodysuit, okay? Now, what did I talk about earlier as far as colors? We're focusing on our neutrals first, right? When we talk about building that foundation, we're going to do our black, right? A nice neutral, a tan color, and then a white. So before you venture out to your yellows and your greens and your hot pinks, make sure that you have your neutrals down, because these are going to be the pieces that are going to be the easiest when it comes to mixing and matching, right? So you could wear this under a suit. You could wear this. Literally, I could have wore a bodysuit under this blazer and then had, some denim on or a skirt, because these pieces are so versatile and you could easily dress them up based on the type of jewelry that you wear, or again, the other pieces that you're mixing and matching. But again, make sure that you have these 3 colors first before you venture out to your brand colors or into those brighter, and even the patterns as well, okay? Now I'm not endorsed by Express, but these are from Express. I'm not endorsed by them yet. Stay tuned. And then if you notice, they also have just different cuts. So again, based on what you're comfortable with, scoop neck, V-neck, the thin straps, these have thicker straps. So the world is your oyster, but you can decide, again, what works the best for you and your personal brand. All right. So we are now moving. So we did the shirts, we have blazers, we have our denim, number 3, and then number 4 is going to be our bodysuits. Okay. Now let's move on to number 5. And that is going to be a beautiful dress. Now, based on your body type and what you're comfortable with, there are so many different types of dresses, right, that look good really on any body type. So this is a nice sheath dress, right? And so a sheath dress is going to be form-fitting. And one thing that I do want to talk about, especially for individuals who are trying to hide certain parts of their body. So one of the number one mistakes that I see, especially with plus size women, really any type of woman, because sometimes in corporate America, we feel like we can't wear things that are form fitting. And there's a difference between it being tight, like too tight, and form fitting. Okay. So understand that there is a difference. But sometimes we go big and oversized, and that's going to make us appear larger, right? And it's going to bring more attention to what we're trying to hide. And a lot of times it comes off as sloppy. So this sheath dress is a great example of a work appropriate dress, right? It's a work appropriate dress. However, it's not going to appear sloppy, or it's not going to make me appear larger than I am. So ladies, embrace your curves. Embrace them. Don't try to hide it, okay? Don't try to hide it. Find pieces that are going to truly accentuate them in a positive way, right? And not necessarily being a distraction. All right, so Shayna asked a great question. Do you have any tips on how to make sure a dress is the right fit for you? Yes, let me see if, okay, so the first thing, and Shayna, I would actually love your insight as well. So the first thing in terms of, let's go through a couple of things. Number one is going to be the actual skirt or the bottom half of the dress. If we are constantly tugging, right, at the dress, that is an indicator that it's going to be too small, okay? If you're constantly tugging at your dress, it's going to be too small. Also, thinking about sleeves. So making sure that, and I want to make sure you all can see. So when you think about the seams of your sleeves, and also, let me get a different dress so you can see. So thinking about the seam at the shoulder, and you also want to make sure that there's not a pulling effect, right? So when you start to see your dress doing this, it's going to be too small. Also, if this seam of the shoulder is placed like inside, and I hope you all can see this okay, that's also going to show that it's too small. And the same is if it's past your shoulder, right? That means it's going to be too big. So you want to make sure that the seam is right at the actual tip of your shoulder, okay? So again, you're watching out for the pulling effect. And sorry, I don't have the technical terms for these tonight, and you also want to watch out for the shoulder seams. Also, if you're tugging at the bottom of your dress, and I'll show you guys another example when we get to the skirts too. But, so I want to go back to talking about the different types of dresses, right? So the first one was going to be the sheath dress, which complements all body types, right? The next is going to be a fit and flare, okay? A fit and flare. Now, what is a fit and flare? It's going to be fitted at the top, and then it's going to have flare, right, or go out at the bottom. And this is going to be a very flattering dress, again, on many different body types. Many different body types. All right, Shayna says, yes, any gaps or any stretching and rolling or riding up are indicators that it's too big or too small. Thank you so much, Shayna. Yes, any gaps or any stretching and rolling or riding up are indicators that it's too big or too small. So ladies, keep that in mind when you're wearing your dresses, okay? So again, this is going to be the fit and flare style, okay? Oop. Now, another example of a dress that I absolutely love that's very flattering on many different body types is going to be the wrap dress, okay? The wrap dress. Now, why is the wrap dress so beautiful and so flattering? Because the wrap dress is going to create a waist, okay? As you can see, this automatically draws your attention here, right? And it's going to cinch that waist. We want to be snatched, right? We want to be snatched, ladies. So wrap dresses are a very classy and easy way to create that illusion, right, of a smaller waist, a snatched waist, and just allow the rest of the dress to flow. So there's many different examples of wrap dresses, but I wanted to just show you all this one in particular, just to give you an example of how this creates just a little bit of drama and excitement around the waist, because remember, we want to try to create balance, right, with our body type. So automatically creating that waist is going to give us balance, okay? Hope this is making sense, you guys. Let me know in the comments. Now, I pulled this dress out to give the example when Shayna asked the question about just, understanding fit. But this is an example of a shift dress. Now, personally, I am not a fan of shift dresses, okay? Not to be confused with a sheath. Shift dresses are going to be boxy, okay? Boxy. Now, what is the issue with having a boxy dress, right? I talked earlier about sometimes how we're in corporate or at work and we try to hide parts of our body. And this is going to make you appear larger than you are. And your whole body, right? And who wants to appear larger than they are? Maybe you do. If you do, get a shift dress, okay? Thank you, Shayna. Shayna says, I'm loving this. Thank you, sis. Appreciate you. So again, this is going to be a shift dress. Now, if you do decide to get this type of dress, you have to find a way to create a waist so you can belt it, right? We can put a belt on it. You can layer it. So maybe we're adding a blazer or a cardigan with some nice accessories. But ladies, just wearing this boxy dress, this has got to go, okay? I don't want to see this anymore in 2023 and in 2024, okay? Let's retire the boxy dress. Okay, sorry, I hope I'm not offending anyone. If I am, feel free to reach out to me, okay? Hey, Red. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right. So now we are moving on. So we have our white blouse is number 1, right? We have our blazer, our boss lady blazer, number 2. We have our denim, which is number 3, our non-distressed denim, number 3 in medium wash. And then we have our dress as number 4, right? Our sheath dress is number 4. And then we have our bodysuits as number 5. We are just moving this thing along. All right, number 6. So if you were on last week, I talked about the closet edit and how once you clean out or do your closet cleanse and you reorganize and you can see your gaps. Well, I had an aha moment, you guys. So the next one is actually going to be the cardigan. And this is literally the only cardigan I have. So clearly I need to go shopping because that is a gift for me. So cardigans are great because this is going to be a step down from a blazer, but it's not necessarily going to be too casual. So it still provides a little bit of elevation when it comes to the workplace. And you guys, literally this leopard print or cheetah print is the only cardigan I have, but obviously it's part of my brand. So Again, I would typically wear cardigans just because I'm always cold. So I would wear them into the office. But again, if you don't necessarily want to wear a blazer, maybe your workplace is a little bit more casual, or maybe you're traveling, right? So cardigans are great for travel when you still want to be presentable and professional. But again, you don't want to necessarily be in like a full blown blazer. A cardigan is a great way to elevate a pair of jeans, even a classic pair of trousers, and to just make sure that you're still looking professional and still looking polished. And this is the only example I have of a cardigan, you guys. So I'm going shopping. But what I recommend is having a black cardigan. Definitely have like a solid color, a nice neutral, and then you can start venturing out to your prints in your bright colors. Hey, Stephanie, thank you so much. Love the cardigan look. Thank you. You guys, and this is probably from TJ Maxx. Like, don't sleep on TJ Maxx now when it comes to shopping. Yes, love me a cardigan. Thank you. And I mean, honestly, some people just don't like to wear blazers. Cardigans are, again, a great option as far as still looking put together and professional. And these are just a lot more comfortable. So great to have, again, as a wardrobe essential. Now we're going to get into the pencil skirt. Now, the pencil skirt is always going to give classy. It's always going to give polished, put together. Okay. Now, I love a good pencil skirt because this is just going to, again, elevate your look. Now, pencil skirts can easily be paired with, again, just a blouse. It can be, I could even put this on with the outfit that I currently look at God. Look at how this just goes together. I could have easily put this pencil skirt on and elevated the t-shirt. Right, Shayna's saying so versatile. Yes, absolutely. And that's really what we're going for when we talk about closet essentials, right? These are going to be the pieces. These are not your statement pieces. These literally should be able to be mixed and matched so that you can get so much wear right out of the wardrobe. So again, the pencil skirt now, I love a leather pencil skirt, okay? Remember, we talked about seasons. Well, the leather is going to be more in your warmer months. So in the fall, in the winter, right? This is actually wool. So this is also going to be more fall, winter. I also have an example. This is more like a cotton material. So this is going to be a all season, all weather, right, option. So I would purchase one of these first. Remember, before venturing out to your specific seasonal items, get the all weather, focus on your all weather pieces first, okay? And then also what Shayna, when she was asking about fit earlier, pencil skirts are another one. You want to make sure they're not riding up, right? You want to make sure you don't have a huge gap in the waist, right? You want to make sure that your split is closed. You want to make sure that it's not exposing your entire leg, right? So Stephanie says, what about the big hipster woman option for a pencil skirt? So it's all about the material, Stephanie. I am not a big hipster woman, but there are pencil skirts that are going to have that stretch. And that's not to say that it has to be so form-fitting. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a bodycon style to where it's too revealing. But I would focus on getting material that's going to be a lot more stretchy. So something with like spandex, a spandex blend is going to be good for women that are going to have a little bit larger hips. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So material, focus on the stretchy material. And again, remember, this split should lay straight, okay? If your skirt is pulling and you see a big gap, go up a size, okay? It's okay, nobody sees that tag but you, but go up a size. Also, like Shayna and I were talking before, If you're seeing that pull, right? That pull is also going to show that it's a little bit too, tight. So Shayna mentions a good point. A pencil skirt with more length and stretch. Absolutely, Shayna. So something that's going to be below the knee, I would recommend, especially for women with larger hips, because if it's above the knee, right? If it's above the knee, then that's going to it's going to make your hips appear even wider. Okay, it's going to make them appear even wider. Excuse me. I'm loving these questions. Thank you all. So again, thank you so much, Shayna. Having a longer, and actually this is a great example because this goes below my knee, and it is going to appear very sexy, not too sexy though, but very sexy, very polished and put together, and it's not going to be too revealing. So if your hips are wider, focus on trying to have a longer skirt. Okay, have a longer skirt. So Stephanie says, is the A-line out of style? No, the A-line is going to be one of those classic styles. Actually, the skirt that I have on is A-line. You just can't see it. But that's one of those classic styles that's really never going to go out of style. It's not a trend at all. A-line is not out of style in terms of dresses, in terms of skirts. That's, again, going to be a very classic piece. It's not trendy. All right, Red says, what are some good stores? Ooh, stores to find these skirts for more hippie women. Now, you have to get on my calendar. Getting a little too technical. But again, it's going to depend on your body type. It's going to depend on your size, right? It's going to depend on your budget. But I would start with, honestly, department stores. Right. You know what? Should I go ahead and just drop my link for you all to go ahead and get on my calendar? But no, seriously though, I would start with department stores. Those are going to be the most size inclusive. And also good quality. So make sure that you all are doing research in terms of the quality of the fabrics, because that's going to make a huge difference. Remember, we talked about the fast fashion. So don't be on, I don't want to call anybody out, but don't be on those sites where the people are getting sued, okay? We have to invest. Remember, we're investing in our staple pieces, okay? All right. So, okay, yes, I will absolutely drop the link. I actually do have it. Let me just drop it now, and then I'm going to keep this thing going. So feel free. All right, I can't multitask, y'all. All right, feel free to reach out, and let's go ahead and let's get this thing going. Hey sis, hey Deborah, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yes, Shayna says, before you are done, can you also tell us how we can work with you? You know it, absolutely. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so now let's move on. Oh, we're almost done, you guys. Okay, so the next item of clothing is going to be your power suit. Now, remember in the beginning of this call, I talked about how my personal style is a reflection of what's on this rack, right? So my power suit and what makes me feel like a boss bee is going to be different than what is your power suit, right? So again, talking about just the first item that you buy when it comes to suiting in general. So whether you're going to an interview, first day of work, right? And especially if you're in a conservative environment, I worked in so many conservative environments. I worked in, like I mentioned before, the aerospace industry. You guys, everybody wore black, gray, and navy every single day. And I just felt like a fish out of water. And it just was not for me at all. But if you are in those types of industries, and like the finance industry or something that's a lot more conservative, right? And that matches your personal style, invest in very nice gray suits, right? So gray is going to be the first color that you buy. Now, some people say black. No, it's not black. And the reason why it is gray, specifically charcoal gray, is because this is going to be the most versatile suit. Okay? The charcoal gray is going to go with black shoes, navy shoes, nude shoes. If you wear a black suit, it's not as versatile as a charcoal gray. Okay? And I will die on that hill. So don't argue with me about that. No, but seriously, start with the charcoal gray and then you can venture out after that. Okay. Also, invest in a tailor. So if your suits do not fit you well, get a tailor because that is going to make a world of difference on the quality of the suit, that at least the quality that it appears to be, right? Because if it's baggy, if it's too tight, it's going to appear cheaper and just sloppy. So you know how we love when a man has on a well-tailored suit? Well, guess what, ladies? We should have a well-tailored suit as well. Now, talking about a power suit. So once you have your charcoal gray that is tailored, and again, this isn't charcoal, but it's gray. You could either have a skirt suit, right? If you feel comfortable wearing skirts, or you can get you a nice pantsuit. So this is actually going to be pants. But once you have invested in this, now let's transition. And you guys have seen this suit. I wore this suit in one of my first photo shoots, but you guys, this is my power suit. This is when it's time to show up and show out, especially if I'm in like a conservative environment, this is my go-to. And listen, when I walk in those doors, I'm unstoppable. I am the networking queen. I am running my mouth and just people are flocking to me. Number one, they're complimenting me on my suit. And that is the easiest icebreaker and easiest way for me to meet people. My wardrobe, okay? There's a method to my madness when I talk about how your wardrobe can be used as a networking tool. So for me, again, you guys always hear me talk about this print. I love it. It literally runs through my veins, okay? This is a part of my brand. And again, when I show up, this is one of my power suits. See, and look, I kid you not. Red saying that suit looks like money. It screams luxurious. You know what? The thing is, well, we're not going to get into it, but this is not an expensive suit. I bought this in I believe I bought this in 2018, you guys. 2018. This is what I mean when I say wardrobe staples. And guess what? It's still in style. I could wear this thing tomorrow. Angelica said that suit is bad to the bone. Thank you, sis. Thank you. And so for you, it's important to identify, what does your power suit look like, right? Is it bright yellow? Is your suit, what are your brand colors? What makes the most sense for you? So what does that look like in terms of your personal brand? And I would love to help you work through that. Oh, hey, Jess. Hey, my old coworker. Hey, Jess, thank you for joining. So good to see you. So now we have gone through the white shirt. We've gone through the blazer. We have gone through, Jess says, hi. Jess was my work wife back in the day. So we have the white shirt, we have the blazer, we have our denim, we have the bodysuit, we have the dress, the cardigan, the pencil skirt, the power suit. There's 2 more items, and these are actually going to be shoes. So the first shoe, and again, we're talking about foundational, right? Foundational wardrobe. It's going to be your pumps. Closed toe pumps. Closed toe pumps, okay? I'm seeing a lot of open toe now in corporate, in the professional environment. That's absolutely fine. But again, we're talking about foundational first, right? So notice something about my heels. They don't have red bottoms, right? So these need to be functional. These are actually my conference / interview / I'm going to be on my feet shoes. Okay, so ladies, if you are going to wear heels, because not everybody has to. But if you do decide to wear heels, make sure you can walk in them. So again, we talk about investing. Make sure we're not buying $20 and $30 pairs of heels because number one, you're going to be limping in about 30 minutes, but also they're not going to last. You're going to be replacing them. So if you need help shopping to find some nice professional pumps, I can definitely help you out with that. Hey, Tish. Tish says, right. Okay. Because we've all been there with some cheap heels. And listen, when they start to have that lean, I see a lot of people that have that lean. And also, you can also invest in these actually, I'll probably do a series on or a show on like things to help your shoes and your wardrobe. Right. Deborah says shoe comfort is very important, especially when you're going to these conferences or again, if you have to walk around at work a lot, make sure you're investing in good quality. So these are Sam Edelman and these are Nine West. So yeah. Oh. And then the last thing, you guys, we are at the end of the road. But the last one is going to be a leather flat. And as you guys can see, I have black, I have my neutral. With my pumps, what did I have? I have my black and I had my neutral. Okay, it's important. Start off with this, start off with these, and then you get into your bright colors and your fancy shoes. And listen, you guys know I have some fancy shoes, but guess what? I didn't buy those fancy shoes until I had these. Red says, those are cute. Thank you. And the thing is, now when I would travel for work, these would be my airport shoes, right? So they're professional. They're not slides. They're not, if I ran into my boss at the airport, I wouldn't have been embarrassed, right? I'm still representing my brand well. And they're also comfortable. So listen, after 30, I had to start being conscious of the type of shoes. So these have a nice little, it's hard to, these have a nice little cushion on the bottom. These are Michael Kors, but I'm pretty sure I got them from TJ Maxx. So you guys, I talked a lot tonight. This was a really good live. I got some good questions, so thank you so much for the engagement. But tonight I talked about wardrobe essentials, right? I talked about things that are absolutely necessary to be in your wardrobe and to make sure that they accurately reflect your brand. So how can you work with me? Well, what do? I actually help women build out their wardrobe. So I say all the time, my superpower is curating cute, classic, and conservative pieces without compromising style, right? So just because we are professional women does not mean we have to be stiff. It does not mean we can't be stylish, right? So if you're ready to really step outside of your corporate comfort zone, right, and step into your personal style, feel free to book a call. And I'm actually going to add that in the chat again. I had that in the chat earlier, but you know what? I'm just going to paste it again so you all can reach out to me. So Tish says, where would you recommend to purchase those wardrobe essentials on a budget? Great question, Tish. And I will say, number one, book a call with me so I can do the shopping for you. But if you do have the time and if you feel comfortable shopping for your items, right, I would look at TJ Maxx. You guys would be surprised how many items on this rack actually came from TJ Maxx. Marshalls, Ross, Nordstrom Rack when they have the sales. Be on the lookout. You know, you'll always find good pieces at those stores. But again, you want to focus not on price because you want to focus on cost per wear. And that is actually the critique of the week of what I want to share. So what is the critique of the week? That is a tip or a freebie or something that I share with you all in terms of personal styling, in terms of building your personal brand. And so when it comes to investing in these wardrobe staples, I want you to think about cost per wear. Now, what does that mean? Thank you. I'm glad you asked. So it means that if you purchase a blazer, let's say this blazer costs $100, okay? You might be saying, oh no, I don't have $100 to buy a blazer, right? But if you wear this blazer 20 times, this blazer actually costs $5, right? The blazer costs $5 because you're getting 20 wears out of this $100 blazer. Now, that's why I say, Tish says, great point, right? That's a good way to think about it. And that's why I say to stay away from trends, especially when it comes to designer. Because if you're spending $2,000 on a jacket that you're literally only going to wear once or in one season, right? Because it's going to be out of style if it's a trend. You're spending $1,000 on something that you've only worn one or two times. And to me, that's not worth it. So again, when it comes to your staples, that's why I say it's important to invest. Now, I totally understand being on a budget, right? And so what I would say is take it one step at a time. You don't necessarily have to go out and spend all your money on one day. Create a plan. And I would love to work with you and help you to create this plan based on, your gap analysis of your closet. And let's create a plan and figure out a timeline of when we want to have your new wardrobe, right? So based on your budget, based on your professional goals, or maybe you have something coming up. Let's look at what that timeline looks like and see what makes the most sense to start building that wardrobe. It does not have to be done all at once, although I do have a service, a wardrobe revamp. That is a do it for you. I do all the personal shopping. It's a one and done type of thing. I go through your closet. I do the closet edit. I do the reorganization and the personal shopping. And then you have your new wardrobe. So that is a service that I do offer, the wardrobe revamp. But if you want to take things a little bit slower, we can absolutely go through that process. So Shana said that's good, a wardrobe building plan. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question, Tish. Y'all got me talking tonight. I love it. All right. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Anything else? Anything else? I hope this was helpful. Judging by the engagement, it seems like you all might have learned a thing or two. As always, if you have ideas or things that you want to see in the future, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'll go ahead and put my link in the chat just one more time for you all to book a call with me. My style consultations are free of charge. So it is, again, there's no pressure for you all to work with me. So the different offers that I have, let me show that. Thank you so much, Shana, for asking. So just to make sure that we're all aligned. So there are 3 different offers that I do have, starting off with the wardrobe revamp. So that is when I come in, I go into your closet, we talk through your goals, right? We have a conversation, I build your client profile, and then I get to work in your closet. We have a try on haul, so you're going through and trying on your pieces, piece by piece, so we can understand what makes the most sense. Does this represent your past, your present, or your future self, right? And then based on that, we're going to actually do the closet cleanse and remove the items in your closet that no longer serve you and no longer align with your future self and your future goals. Now, based on that is when I'll go through and organize your closet, and that's when we create your gap analysis. And these are going to be the items that are missing from your wardrobe that do not, that are going to help support you reach your goals. And that's when I go to work. I do the personal shopping, right, based on what your goals are, your personal and professional goals. And that's when I go out and get all those items for you, bring them back to you. And so that is for you to now have your new look. So based on the personal shopping, I create a curated style guide for you. So you're not lost with all these new items in your closet. You don't know how to wear them. And then once you have your new wardrobe, I introduce you to the elevated you, and you're able to step up and step out and truly own your superpower and the new woman that you are. So that is going to be the wardrobe revamp, okay? The next is the wardrobe refresh. And this is where I pull in pieces that are going to supplement your existing wardrobe. So maybe you don't need a full new wardrobe. Maybe you just need a couple pieces to refresh based on the season or based on, a few events that you might have coming up. So it's the same process, however, on a smaller scale. And then the last is going to be wardrobe styling. So maybe you have a photo shoot coming up. Maybe you need to refresh your headshots, right, for LinkedIn or for a networking event. I also do ad hoc event and special occasion styling to help you show up as that powerhouse boss lady that you are. So those are going to be the 3 ways that you can work with me. So thank you so much for joining. Oh, no. I don't go on LinkedIn. I mean, on Instagram. Yeah. So I always go from Facebook as well as I'm on LinkedIn as well, streaming from both. So you can't see the link. I'll have to, that's interesting. I don't know why. I'll send it to you. Let me see if I could send it this way. If not, I'll just text it to you. You have my number. Okay. Any other questions? I hope that makes sense. All of my information. Thank you, Shayna. Thank you so much for dropping that. Shayna is also one of my coaches, so appreciate you. She helps me show up every week with confidence. So, all right, ladies. Well, if there are no other questions, I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate your time on this evening. You can catch me next week, same time, same place. Be sure to share this live. If you learned something, share it with a friend. And I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday, 7 p.m. for Keeping It Classy with Krista. I'm your hostess with the mostest, and I will see you next week. Have a great evening, you guys. Thank you.